Welcome to Speed Vision. In the 2022 F1 Japanese Grand Prix in the rain, Verstappen won the championship and defended the Drivers' Championship ahead of schedule. Every time on the podium, there will be not only Verstappen himself, but also a staff member in the team. Sometimes they are the team leader Horner, sometimes the track director, sometimes they are racing technicians or strategists, and these people are also the key figures to win every race. Today we will talk about Hannah Schmitz, Red Bull's chief strategist. The 37-year-old Hannah has worked in Red Bull Racing for 13 years. Even fans who only started watching F1 this year will be familiar with her. Hannah sits on Red Bull's pit wall for almost every race. In every game, the official broadcast will basically show her some close-up shots. Especially when Ferrari came into the pit to change tires, Hannah always smiled and expressed her admiration. In the 2022 Dutch Grand Prix, due to Tsunoda's retirement, Hamilton lost the chance to win. Red Bull's chief strategist Hannah has been scolded online as fans have concocted a conspiracy theory based on Tsunoda's bizarre retirement. They said Tsunoda's retirement led to the virtual safety car, Verstappen sabotaged Mercedes' pit stop strategy and Verstappen won. At the time of the race, after Tsunoda came in to change a tire, he reported a problem with his car. Tsunoda suspected that the tires were not suitable and stopped on the side of the track, then he unbuckled and returned to the pit on time. But after he entered the pit, the team checked the racing car for him and found that there was no problem with the car, fastened his seatbelt again and replaced him with a new set of tires. But after Tsunoda ran back to the track, there was still a problem with the car. And Tsunoda stopped the car on the side of the track again. This prompted Red Bull to use the virtual safety car to win again. After this incident, there have been many rumors on the internet whether Red Bull will cooperate with AlphaTauri to help Verstappen win the championship. In the end, netizens blamed Hannah and launched a public opinion attack on her. Afterwards, the AlphaTauri team clarified that the reason for the retirement had nothing to do with Hannah. Hamilton also issued a statement calling on fans to stop their attacks on Red Bull Racing strategist Hannah. A chief strategist needs to be on the team radio telling the drivers when to pit, what tires to use, and how the two drivers should work together. And these thinking and calculations in team radio were planned by the entire strategy team a few weeks before the game. They create a preview report that looks at all the potential strategies teams might need to follow on race day. Then this report will also contain a lot of data, such as recent race analysis and specific track historical data to help predict tire and car performance. They simulate what would happen if there were crashes at different points around the track, at different points in the race. They will also consider weather factors, the possibility of light rain or heavy rain, and perform combined calculations and simulations for billions of scenarios and analyze them. Of course, no one can predict what will happen on the day of the game. The results and plans from various data need to decide on an optimal plan in the end, and the decision time should not exceed 20 seconds. At Red Bull Racing, the one who makes the decision is Hannah. Hannah Schmitz was born in London in 1985 and studied at Croydon High School in the UK. The tuition fee of this school is quite high, about £5,000 per semester, which shows that her family conditions are relatively good. Hannah later studied at Cambridge University in England. Because Hannah liked cars since she was a child, and also liked some knowledge about mechanical operation related to cars. So she studied mechanical engineering for 4 years in undergraduate and master's degree. During this time, she joined the Eco Racing team at the University of Cambridge to develop solar-powered racing cars. In 2009, the year Hannah was about to graduate, she served as the mechanical team leader of the team. She leads the team in the World Solar Challenge. This is also the first time that the University of Cambridge has participated in this event since the establishment of this ecological racing team in 2007. The World Solar Challenge is held every 2 years in Australia. And the racing car runs from Darwin in northern Australia to Adelaide in southern Australia with a total length of 3,022 kilometers. The Cambridge University entry car is called Endeavour and represents the effort of the entire team. As one of the celebration projects for the 800th anniversary of the founding of Cambridge University, this racing car received a lot of attention when it was released for the first time. At the Goodwood Festival of Speed that same year, former F1 driver Jenson Button was in charge of unveiling and gave this car a high evaluation. He said the car has some very impressive technology. As far as power goes, it's probably a far cry from an F1 car. But getting a car to go 60 kilometers per hour with just 2 horsepower requires cutting-edge engineering. The racing car weighs only 170 kilograms, and the power required is only 1/50th of that of ordinary fuel cars. This energy demand was minimized by using computer simulation software to optimize the car's aerodynamic design, rolling resistance, weight, and electrical efficiency. It also features energy-efficient in-wheel motors, a control system that controls battery management, and an electric braking system that generates energy. Due to the first competition, the technology and experience are not particularly mature, and the research and development budget is small. These reasons lead to the instability of the car. In the first race, the Cambridge car did not complete the race, although the result of the race was regrettable. However, learning knowledge and experience in the game has allowed everyone in the team to make great progress and breakthroughs, and it has also laid a good foundation for their future career. Most of the students who competed with Hannah at that time were employed in the F1 team. When Hannah graduated, she not only received the only 3 travel scholarships worth £1,700 in the school, but also came to the Red Bull F1 team for an internship as an outstanding graduate and was responsible for the modeling and simulation of racing cars. Hannah, who was only 24 years old, became a department director shortly after starting the job. In 2011, only 2 years later, he was appointed as the strategic director of the team. Hannah's career development speed is like driving the Red Bull RB7, all the way by leaps and bounds. But nothing will always be smooth sailing. Just like the Red Bull F1 racing car, it will also encounter setbacks and failures. In 2014, the F1 technical rules were greatly changed, and Mercedes interrupted Red Bull's 4 consecutive years of team championship. This made Red Bull, whose aggressive style only allowed success and not failure, lose face and even rumored to quit F1. Naturally, the life of the staff inside the Red Bull racing team is not easy, and they may be fired anytime and anywhere. As the strategy director, Hannah also encountered some doubts, but none of this made Hannah flinch. During the more than 10 years of working at Red Bull, Hannah has continued to learn and improve. She withstood the pressure, convincing people with her excellent professionalism, and finally ushered in the pinnacle of her own career. In the 2019 Brazilian Grand Prix, on the 53rd lap of the race, Bottas withdrew. The safety car came out and Hannah then asked Verstappen to make a third pit stop for a tire change. That would cost Verstappen the lead. Although this decision was a bit risky, due to the dispatch of the safety car, Verstappen successfully made an overcut with a new set of tires and won the championship in Brazil. Hannah shared the podium with Verstappen for his excellent tactics in this race. It's also her return to the workplace after giving birth, proving to the world that she's as professional as anyone in the paddock as a woman and a mother, and getting a lot of respect for herself. 18 months after this victory, Hannah has been promoted again in 2021 to take on the current role of chief strategist at Red Bull Racing. Of course, it was all worth it for Hannah, because in the following races, we will rarely see Red Bull Racing's tactics go wrong. In 2021, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, although the final result was controversial. But in the safety car window, Red Bull Racing's pit stop strategy to change Verstappen to soft tires was also one of the key factors that helped him win the championship. Now Hannah is not as young and nervous as she was in college, and has truly become the king of the paddock. Most of the topics in F1 events revolve around male drivers, and there are very few topics related to women. But in fact, the F1 paddock does not only belong to men, but also the power of women cannot be ignored. In today's F1 arena, there are more and more outstanding women, such as the track engineer of Mercedes, such as the mechanical engineer of McLaren, and Alfa Romeo strategists. They make the F1 sport more meaningful, and let us see the diversity and infinite possibilities of F1. Well, this episode is coming to an end, and everyone is welcome to leave comments. Please like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching.